From the station with the most local news, Fox 17 News at 5 starts right now.
2 homes in Ottawa County are damaged after a fire spread this afternoon.
Yeah, this happened on Gettysburg Drive in Hudsonville. Brody Carter is live now with the very latest. Brody, what can you tell us?
Well, Michelle, Derek, we've moved out back of the homes to give you a better view of the damage sustained during these fires. You can see this yellow home right behind me is a complete loss, and the one next door here on the left sustaining some serious damage on the side of their home after flames sparked from a storage shed, according to fire officials. Now, crews were called to the 6700 block of Gettysburg Drive earlier this afternoon, and I'm told most of the damage took place out back and inside of the homes. Thankfully, nobody was injured or even home at the time of the fire. The cause is still unknown, and foul play is not a factor at this time. Fire officials do say the intensity of the fire required a much larger team to tackle the flames. Take a listen.
Fighting 2 fires like that at one time really puts a tax on your manpower, I guess the best way to put it. So we really relied heavily on our mutual aid departments. Nobody was hurt in either residence. In fact, nobody was home when the fires broke out. As far as cause, right now we're still investigating, but it appears it did start in between and at the rear of both residents.
Those crews including Allendale, Granville, Hudsonville, Blendon, and Georgetown Township helping put out those flames. Crews are still on scene helping make sure that those flames are out for good. For now, we are live in Georgetown Township. Brody Carter, Fox 17 News.
All right, Brody, thanks for that update. These fires come after another house fire last night, less than 5 miles away from where Brody is right now. Firefighters were called about 10:30 to the home on Mid Park Drive. This one took just 40 minutes to put the flames out. Nobody was hurt, though. A cause for that hasn't been determined.
Well, a man suspected of killing his ex's new boyfriend was charged today, and Christian Frank joins us in the newsroom with details of this one. Christian.
Angel Vegas Guzman arraigned for allegedly killing a man in Wyoming Friday night after breaking into his ex-girlfriend's apartment. Now, court documents show that after police arrested him and read him his Miranda rights, he confessed to killing Cairo Garnett. Documents also show that Vegas led police to a murder weapon and other evidence. He faces several charges, including open murder and home invasion. We're learning more about a woman in Portage stabbed inside her own home last week. Court documents show that Victoria Enos filed a personal protection order against her husband, Rick, less than 2 months ago. In the document, Enos says that he was abusive and threatened to kill her. No arrests, and police haven't released any information about the suspect. However, we're told there's no threat to the community. A trial for a man charged with killing a woman before setting her car on fire is being delayed. Police say in November, Donald Spice got into an argument with Lori Vargas in Grand Rapids, killed her, and then drove her car and her body to I-96 in Ottawa County and set it on fire. Spice and his attorney entered a motion this morning to have more evidence introduced into the trial. Take a listen as Spice speaks to the judge, making accusations about the assistant prosecutor's handling of the case.
Mr. Piper also tampered and destroyed evidence, affecting the defense's ability to examine the evidence contrary to Michigan court rules, Michigan compliant laws, and the Constitution. I have evidence, and I want to present it now because now you have a record of it. Mr. Piper should be arrested and taken to jail.
Now, Spice requested the case be thrown out, but the judge says it's still going to trial. The next court date is scheduled in June. Michelle, Derek.
Thank you. A medical examiner still working to ID a body found on board a boat after it caught fire and sank in a Spring Lake marina.
Yeah, the boat belongs to a Grand Rapids firefighter who has been missing now since Saturday. And our Josh Adorowicz joins us in studio as those who knew him, unfortunately, preparing for the worst. Josh.
Yeah, that's right, Derek. Michelle, we are awaiting official word, which will take some time still, but the Grand Rapids Fire Department and others who knew David Nicely say that so far it seems extremely likely that he was killed in that boat fire. And new tonight, we are learning that Nicely's impact in the community extending well beyond just serving and protecting with the Grand Rapids Fire Department. The 19-year veteran with the department also served his community in front of the camera, working with the local public access station WKTV in Kentwood and Wyoming's, where he turned his love for motorsports into a successful sidekick there. Now, Nicely's boat, you can see in video here, it sank after catching fire early Sunday morning in that Spring Lake marina. Authorities spending hours working to recover that boat, then later discovering the body on board. Nicely, who was known to spend the night on his boat and was last seen in that marina on Saturday, is presumed dead. It's a harsh reality for those he worked closely with, especially his fellow brothers in uniform.
At this point in time, we're still awaiting all the official results and such, but we are certainly hoping for the best, preparing for the worst, ready to stand by him with the family.
A purely generous soul who gave of his time, enjoyed everything that he did, and was truly one of those people that really lives life.
And while we do await an official ID of the body, investigators also working to figure out what actually started that large fire on board Nicely's boat. It is believed it was an accident, but the extent of damage left behind, coupled with the fact, of course, that the boat sank, making an already difficult job for investigators even more so. We're live in studio tonight. Josh Sidorowicz, Fox 17 News.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to a Monday. It's been kind of a mixture of clouds and sunshine today across most of the area, but in a lot of locations, our temperatures actually made it into the 60s. Let's take you on a tour of the webcams. These are almost live webcams, just a minute or two old across the region. Chicago socked in with mainly cloudy skies all the way to the north up in Marquette on the campus of Northern Michigan University. They've got blue sky and sunshine there. Look at the beautiful blues here at Thunder Bay. That's in northeastern lower Michigan by Alpena. That bright blue water there, and then the blue sky as well. Muskegon, not so much. It's just some filtered sunshine there with some high clouds around, but quiet conditions in our neck of the woods. We've got live scan of our Doppler radar. There's no precip out there. Pull out to a wider perspective. There's the next batch that's out here over central portions of Illinois. That is lifting to the north and east, about 25, 30 miles per hour. It's still about another 6 hours and some change away from Grand Rapids. If it can hold together, we have very dry air in place, so the leading edge of that may be eroded away before it actually gets here. I think eventually our clouds will thicken up. We'll see the showers first arrive in the extreme southwestern portion of our state, probably a little bit later on this evening after all the sporting events are done, and then it will eventually spread in through the area, through Grand Rapids, especially through the overnight hours and for at least the time tomorrow. Our temperatures, well, we peaked at 69 in Grand Rapids. We're now 67, 68 right now in Muskegon, where the clouds have been thickest along the south of I-94. Temperatures never really made it much out of the 50s. They're still stuck there. We'll drop into and through the 50s as we go through the evening hours here, but dry through the evening hours, no problem there, with an east wind at about 7 to 14 miles per hour. Winds are going to pick up tonight. They'll stick around tomorrow. We'll throw some rain showers in the mix there, maybe a rumble of thunder, and a sharply cooler day because of all the clouds and the precip, then a couple of warm days, then a couple of cool days. It sounds like a new ride at Cedar Point. We'll talk about it and show you all those numbers coming up. Michelle, Derek, in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks, Kevin. Theo Little, the man accused of shooting his girlfriend before robbing a Kentwood business, assaulting the workers, and then leading police in a wild car chase, is speaking to Fox 17.
Yeah, today he spoke with Fox 17's Doug Reardon from his jail cell about exactly what happened leading up to that crime spree. And Doug joins us in studio now with what he had to say today. Doug?
Yeah, Derek, Michelle, when I sat down to talk with Theo Little today through video chat, I was shocked at his openness and understanding, actually, of the severity of his situation. After that laundry list of alleged crimes last month, Little is now facing life in prison. But in his mind, it was all for a good reason.
Hello?
From a Kent County jail facility, accused gunman and robber Theo Little speaking to Fox 17 just weeks after police say he shot his girlfriend, Daphne Joyner. In our interview, I asked him why.
Because she playing games with my son's life. She got him took by CPS, and she been notified since December to get off the drug, whatever she was using, or they was going to take my son. And she seemed to take that for granted. So since I felt that she didn't care about my son's life, why should I care about hers?
Joyner survived, but police say his crime spree was just beginning. Little is accused of then driving to Kentwood, going into Specialized Staffing Solutions on 28th Street, and forcing employees into a back room before stealing money and one of their cars. Of that entire day, Little tells me this is the only thing he regrets.
That was the most stupidity that I've done throughout that whole day. The only thing that didn't make sense. But I needed some money and I needed a car to get out of town. It wasn't the plan, but like I said, I was enraged, man.
Little then led police on a car chase through the streets of Grand Rapids before his arrest. He now faces a long list of charges, including assault with intent to murder, armed robbery, and criminal sexual conduct, accused of groping one of the women inside of that business. Before our interview came to an end, I asked Little if he is prepared for the possibility of life behind bars.
I'll tell you this, only thing I do regret is not seeing my son anymore. That's what I do regret out of everything. I regret that, and I regret the possibility of not ever seeing my mother again. Other than that, I'm prepared for it.
Prepared for it. We do know that Joyner's son had been taken from her home in the days leading up to that shooting. As for the other allegations he's making against her right now, they're just that, allegations. Little is classified as a fourth-time habitual offender, meaning he could get another 25 years tacked on to any sentence if he's found guilty. His probable cause hearing is set for tomorrow, so we'll keep you updated on that. Live in the studio for now, though, Doug Reardon, Fox 17 News.
5 students have been taken to the hospital after 2 school buses crashed earlier today in Otsego. Allegan County Dispatch says it happened at Washington Street and North Street. School district says one of the buses rear-ended the other, causing that crash. Officials continuing to investigate.
We are just getting started tonight on Fox 17 News at 5 o'clock.
Still to come, families in West Michigan struggling to feed their children. One couple takes us inside their home to show us what they do to make ends meet.
You're watching Fox 17 News.